Hey, kia ora whānau, you're here with me, the Māori Wargamer, and today we'll be playing Call of Cthulhu.
Sure.
Alright, whānau, so here we are, episode 5? Oh, episode 5, chapter 5, the Riverside Institute. So, went below the tunnels, creepy tunnels full of cultists, full of dead sea creatures from the very start of the game, from that dream that he was having. Squidman. Squidman is Charles Hawkins. So, you know, the whole investigation, spicier and spicier as we're digging in. We escaped from him, cave collapsed, and wake up, we're like strapped to, you know, straight jacket, all that type of stuff in your classic mental institution. So, you know, you've got the spooky mansion, the hidden passage behind the bookcase. You've got the mental institute. So, you know, we're ticking all the boxes here for this genre. But yeah, heading in, check out the institute, try make our escape, I guess. Find out what's happened. Māori Wargamer.
No!
He's having a seizure.
There, he's opening his eyes. You see?
What happened to me?
All right, so wake up after all their little tests, their little injections, all that stuff.
Sanders, you have to come with us.
No, please. I can't leave here.
You got no choice, Sanders, and neither do we.
You don't understand. If I go out, he'll see me. No!
You're leaving this cell.
Please. I don't want him to find me.
Oh, he's dreaming again. That's how they get him. Oh, he's like limping too.
They tracked and hunted me, pursued me right into their dreams.
Oh,
They
shit.
swallowed them all with their maps in the wake of my lonely wanderings. No sea is dark enough to hide the color of my blood.
Oh.
No wind is strong enough to scatter my dreams. When the last of them rises up, you will choose. I will not be here to bear witness to it, because you will have released me.
Yeah,
But
that's
the
good.
earth will resound to your cries, or theirs.
That's Cthulhu.
And free me.
So the Cthulhu mythos, he's like a big giant squid monster. He's like a god,
Come on, stand up.
and he
We
lives
don't have much time.
beneath the ocean. I'll fill you in actually some more later.
Can you stand up?
Who are you?
A friend of Ethan Bradley. It was he who told me that you had been interned here.
Ethan Bradley.
Wait. Bradley is really alive? I don't understand. You filled me so full of drugs I can't distinguish dream from reality.
Please believe that I have nothing to do with these disgraceful treatments. Look, I don't have time to explain everything. I'm not really supposed to be here. And the same goes for you, according to Ethan. You must leave as soon as possible, and as unobtrusively as possible. I've brought you your clothes. Let me go ahead. We'll meet upstairs.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? What do they do to the patients to make them so terrified?
I would really like to know. I only see them when they are brought up for medical treatment, for problems they didn't have before going downstairs. But this is neither the time nor the place to talk about
Oh,
that.
they're doing like
You must
Scarecrow
not
and
stay
Batman
here.
Begins.
There are 2 men standing guard near the stairs. It's the only way to the floor above. I shall try to distract them, and get at least one to come with me. All you need to do is to follow me as soon as the way is free.
Understood.
Oh, I got all my gear back. Oh, my oil lamp's empty from the last episode. Alright, fine. Well, Ethan Pierce locked up. Got someone on the inside. Probably a cultist. Actually, no, Scratchy, I bet she is a cultist. Don't trust no one in this world. Both a rule in the game, plus also real life. I'm sure it helps out.
What does this mean?
So we're preparing to escape. Go into that mental guy's house who got kicked out. Mental guy's room.
Am I in an asylum? Sarah. In his eyes, this symbol must have some protective virtues.
Star with an eye.
What did he write about the painting? What did they inject him with?
Yeah, mad scientist's hard. Oh, there we go. Something here.
Sarah Hawkins is on this list of authorized visitors.
Alright. Scribblings on the wall. Yeah, they got it all, don't they? Look, we'll listen to that. The Joker laughing off the rest of the episode.
If I don't get out of here, I'll end up like him.
Anything to scavenge?
Poor wretch.
I would like to say that I'm surprised to see you, but we all know that your curiosity will be your ruin.
I don't understand. These people need care. You keep them in this terrible place as if...
Go back upstairs where your patients are waiting for you to treat them. As for you, gentlemen...
Who's Ethan Bradley? She's a friend of Ethan Bradley.
Enters or leaves.
I don't know who Ethan Bradley is. Stealth and detection.
Damn it. I'll have to find a way of getting rid of those 2 myself.
The machine is working again, but the control wheels haven't been put back on.
Oh,
I was just
shit.
going to the storage room. I can bring them to you.
No, Dr. Fuller doesn't want us touching the pressure valve.
Good God. What could this machine be used for?
Francis Sanders.
This machine seems to... What will happen if I increase the current to the limit? I can still increase the load.
Oh, it's electric chair.
Worse and worse. What's the connection between this meat and the electrical installation? This is madness. Are they seriously thinking of transmitting the properties of this meat by electric current?
Oh, there's a spot hidden symbol bottom left. We're out. The distraction didn't go to plan because the girl got taken away. But guess we got to look for the best way out.
The corpse is complete. Whose are these limbs? Is there a connection between this corpse and the machine?
Oh man, I'm getting sick of hearing all those noises. There's something in here specifically. Well, Whānau, we'll make our escape from here. I haven't heard good things about the stealth segments of this game. So we'll stumble away through and get out of the asylum. So we'll join you once we're a bit further along in the story. Stay with me though, Whānau. Alright, Whānau, so caused a diversion, made a gas leak, and on my way out of here, still scabbers around. Oh, someone's dead.
Doctor, is that you?
Don't you worry about the doctor. Right now, he'll have plenty to keep him busy with his precious machine. It gives us time to get away. I'll undo you.
Get away? Get away where? I can't go anywhere. It'll find me, like it found me here. You're mistaken about the beast. Don't stay with me, or you'll end up the same way.
Oh, he's mental.
You're Sanders, aren't you? I heard you from my cell. What did they do to you? What does Fuller want with you?
The doctor? You think it's the doctor who scares me? The doctor wants to heal me. But he's the one who's crazy. He wants to restore my sight. He wants to give me back my eyes. And yet I told him that I didn't want him. I do not want to see it anymore. The real culprit is Sarah. Her and her accursed paintings.
You're kidding me. You're talking about Sarah Hawkins.
The one and only. The legendary. There is no artist more enlightened or cursed than Sarah Hawkins.
In her office, I saw signs of a ritual, perhaps an invocation. These things, that's what makes you say she's cursed.
You're wrong. It was not an invocation, but a revocation. But she failed. And that's what counts.
What's going on this island?
I'm so sorry. We should never have met.
What are you talking about?
Destiny! It has trapped you. Don't let it see you, or you won't be able to escape it. Don't look at it. That's how it finds you.
What finds me?
Sarah Hawkins' visitor. The Shambler.
Sanders, pull yourself together.
Without her,
The Shambler, good name.
it's no longer possible to save me.
No!
Sanders!
Oh, he's levitating.
What the hell?
Oh, it's killing him. Yeah, so there's monsters, I reckon.
I gotta...
If you know about them. You know the existence of the monsters, you go mad.
This is insane. What killed him?
Oh No more gas. Get out of here, bro.
Damn! The gas!
Ah.
Oh. My head.
Later.
Oh,
We need to
Chief
move on.
Wiggum. It's the cop. Hawkins Mansion. Oh, it's spicy there, Fano. So it looks like we're heading back to the Hawkins Mansion. Oh, that guy's Bradley. The cop. Officer Bradley. Boom, whoa. Thinking the two episodes there in this one. So we're back to the Hawkins Mansion. Looks like we've successfully escaped. Officer Bradley seems to be on our side. We'll see what he's got to say for himself. Back to the Hawkins Mansion. Sure. Oh, squids. See, the recurring theme in this game.
Who goes there? That nightmare again. I need a drink.
All right, so spicy stuff there, Fano. So we escaped from the mental institute, but I know all of the townspeople are in on this big, cult conspiracy. Everyone that we met in Darkwater in episode 2, they were all got some stakes in this.
I want to know what Bradley and Dr. Colton have to say about all this.
Bradley. So the cop's name is Bradley. So is Wiggum. Oh, here they are.
You're awake, Mr. Pierce. How do you feel?
Did I sleep long?
The day is only starting. It's fine.
How's our fugitive? Dr. Fuller hasn't reported your disappearance to the force, but that'll come soon.
Bradley?
Who else would it be?
Mr. Pierce, are you all right? You look like you saw a ghost.
There are things I can't explain.
Tell us. What happened?
You two know each other pretty well.
It's a tiny island. Everyone knows everyone. Especially since I'm a police officer and Marie's a doctor.
The chemistry is obvious.
I do seem a little bit stupid, don't I? Anyway, let's get back to the business at hand.
What I'm sure of now is that the Hawkins case isn't just an accident.
And what brings you to that conclusion?
The fact that Charles Hawkins survived the fire.
I don't understand. Mr. Hawkins was buried.
That's what he would have you believe.
I have a hard time believing you.
You were there, Bradley. You even opened fire on him.
I'd remember that.
Why would he fake his own death? Do you think he covered up his wife's murder?
That's possible.
Seems hard to swallow. Don't you have anything more concrete, Pierce?
Oh, what? So he lost his memory or something? They resurrected him.
I found a Darkwater PD badge. Lost a colleague recently?
What the?
Bradley.
Ethan?
I'm all right. I just had a... It's gone.
You're sure?
If it's important, it'll come back. But I can't explain why Dr. Fuller would have that badge.
The man's a danger, believe me.
What can we do, Pierce?
Bradley, what do you remember?
I don't understand your question.
The night we went into the Hawkins mansion. You don't seem to remember the tunnels and what occurred there.
No memory of going down any tunnel. No, we were in the manor, then,
Then what?
The rest is quite blurry. I don't recall how I came back home.
And then?
I went to visit you at the hospital. And called on Marie's help to get you released.
And you don't remember the events of the tunnel?
I don't. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah, so he's lost his memory or something. Interesting. Remembers investigating the mansion. I don't know why he would have helped him though, because they weren't that good of friends. My occultism skill isn't high enough to say that.
I met a Francis Sanders. Do you know him?
Of course, he's a patient. Or was. I haven't seen him since Dr. Fuller had him transferred to the...
He knew Sarah Hawkins, and that's what killed him.
What? How did he die?
I'm not sure I can explain it.
Tell me how Mr. Sanders died.
I didn't see what, but something was there with us.
Of what do you speak?
Sanders said it was Sarah Hawkins' visitor. He spoke of it like a living being.
Sarah Hawkins? Have I missed something here? This makes no sense. I don't see how it can help crack the Hawkins case.
You really think she's involved? How could she have murdered Mr. Sanders?
Francis Sanders mentioned Mrs. Hawkins just before dying. It's no coincidence.
You know, Francis Sanders was a well-known art collector. I guess you can still pay a visit to his wife, Irene Sanders.
An art collector, you say? That's probably how they met.
If you plan on having dinner at the Sanders household, please spare the widow the tale of her late husband's suffering.
I don't agree. She deserves the truth.
But that truth may be biased. We don't know the bottom of it.
Tell the truth. Yeah, I'll tell the truth.
He's
always.
right. We can't ignore the truth.
But it could drive her mad.
Better madness.
Oh, this will affect my
ignorance.
destiny.
Very well. I'll go to see Francis's widow. Perhaps I'll find a link between her husband's death and Sarah Hawkins.
Don't end up in the hospital this time.
I'll do my best.
So you find it interesting, if he doesn't remember you, then why did he help us?
Let us go now and learn the truth about what's happening on this island.
We should go to the bookshelf, the secret way out. Oh, it's daytime too. Alright, so still on chapter 6, we're heading over to see Francis Sanders' widow. So he was a guy gouged out his eyes, been seeing monsters, went to the mental institute. He's drawing the stars with the eyeball in the star. Some sort of symbol to protect himself. Obviously didn't work because he ended up getting like levitated by someone called the Shambler. Anyway, so Cthulhu, he's like a ancient god, evil god. He lived on the earth, but then his city got buried beneath the water, kind of like Atlantis. He's the Call of Cthulhu. This is his game. His cult worship him. Some creepy stuff.
What can I do for you, sir?
Mrs. Sanders, I'm a private detective. We must talk about your husband and his ties to Sarah Hawkins. Can I come in?
You may. However, before we go any further, please know that my husband died yesterday.
That is precisely what brings me here.
Well, well, look who's here. You know each other.
Our paths crossed, briefly. The brave detective has a talent for sticking his nose into my business.
I bump into her every time I'm investigating someone's death.
It's a small island, detective. My island. It's better that it's you bumping into me.
You're investigating Francis' death. Why? Who hired you?
I spoke to Francis before he died. His story suggests a link to a case I'm working on.
Well, since this business has got nothing to do with me, I'll be in your husband's office, Irene. We'll carry on later.
Very well, Miss Baker.
They're all involved. Could be her.
This way, Mr. Pierce.
That's that sassy
And do
girl
make
from the
yourself
tavern.
comfortable. It would
Stranded
seem
whale.
that you have much to tell me. May I inquire as to when you had the opportunity to talk to my husband?
Yesterday. I met him at the hospital. He spoke to me about Sarah Hawkins.
Oh, of course he spoke to you about her. That's all he talked about. Sarah Hawkins and her paintings. Please forgive my tone. The fact is that I have not been allowed to see him since he was interned. You, on the other hand, a perfect stranger, were able to see him and
I'm not going
even
to tell her that I was
talk with
committed.
him the day he died. How was he? Were you present when he had this attack? What happened?
He started raving, screaming that a dimensional shambler had found him.
Oh, mercy, that story again. Why have him interned?
That was when he began to convulse and twist with pain. Or terror, it's hard to tell.
I beg your pardon?
I'm not really sure of what I saw, or what I didn't see. But it's best that you weren't there.
I should have been there. What you're telling me is outrageous. I need to understand. How could this happen? In a reputed institute? And right before your eyes? Did you not do anything to help him?
So ask Fuller, he's the eminent doctor. But I would caution you, you'll find his treatments more terrifying than the illnesses he sets out to cure.
That churl no longer takes the trouble to receive me. He sends his secretary to tell me that I cannot see Francis. Me. His own widow. He must think that I am a terrible wife for having abandoned him in such a way. But I only wanted what was best for him.
I'm not here to condemn you, Mrs. Sanders.
Oh, I'm tired, Mr. Pierce. I would be grateful if you could tell me what you expect of me, and then leave.
Did your husband talk to you about Sarah Hawkins' visitor? A shambler, to use his precise terms.
Well, you can imagine that's all he talked about. It's exhibited at the center of the gallery. No better place for the painting that endowed him with the privilege of such a shameful and miserable end to his life.
Hold on. The Shambler is a painting by Sarah Hawkins.
Who else to paint such horrors? Take a look for yourself, if you feel so inclined.
It is my only lead at this stage. I suppose I have nothing to lose.
Then you have paid no heed. For my part, I refuse to set foot in that gallery again. But if you are so eager to see it...
Thank you, Mrs. Sanders. I won't be long.
All right, so speaking to Sanders' widow, obviously you just heard everything there. Sarah Hawkins was a painter who saw stuff and then was able to paint it. Normally those stuff drives you mad.
Did she really care for him after all? The day the Shambler came into the Sanders' lives.
Oh, reconstruction scene.
Francis Sanders and Sarah Hawkins were close. Friends, even?
Oh, look at him. He looked normal. Far, you went mental. You can't know what's happening and keep your sanity, I guess.
Sanders' accession register. He wrote beside the Shambler. Finally. What did Sarah Hawkins fear so much that she didn't want to sell the painting? A house of artists. A house of artists.
Oh, wait. It's there.
He finally won. Was Sanders aware of his imminent doom? despises Sarah Hawkins, but it's the painting she truly hates. Why? She first refused to sell the painting. How did that make her feel?
Ah!
Oh shit.
The Shambler. I need to see it.
Damn. Crazy to see a picture. Kind of like that Bird Box movie, actually. Oh. To see a picture and then to be driven
Let's
mad.
see what this cylinder has to say once it's inserted in a phonograph.
Still the scabbers around the house. I just walk in and I'll just scabbers everything, eh? Phonograph. Ah, here we go.
Irene, I made a mistake. I fear that it might be too late for me. Nobody should enter, except to burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it. He's inside my head. I see him behind my eyelids each time I shut my eyes.
Shit.
I can't take any more. I can't hold him back. Forgive me.
That accursed gallery. Those accursed paintings. That accursed Sarah.
Irene, I made a mistake.
Jeez.
I fear that it might be
Yeah,
too
that
late
was
for
pretty
me.
freaky.
Nobody should enter.
Let's go see the
Except to
Shambler.
burn everything. I never had the courage. Pay somebody to do it.
Oh shit. It's gonna make me mental.
A strange Amerindian pendant. I could use one of those. Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
Oh. Oh, my sanity took a hit there, I think, by reading the book. Increase my medical skill. Talk to this annoying lady.
That's twice you've stepped on my toes, Detective. Try not to make a habit of it.
I've got a lot of bad habits.
Some can be more fatal than others. What have you come looking for in this gallery?
Another painting by Sarah Hawkins. One connected to the horrors I've discovered on this island.
What a surprise. I'm listening.
All's fair in love and war, I suppose.
Not now, sweetheart. I'd like to read this without some snoop looking over my shoulder.
Oh, I'm kind of a bit scared to see it. Oh, why is there hiding spots? Oh, scary. A painting that drives you mental, eh? Let's go. There it is there.
The man transforms an entire wing of his manor into an art gallery.
Look at all these monsters. These are all real things too, I think. Oh, but here's what we're after. lantern oil, or something's gonna happen. Oh shit, they're coming for me. Oh, that's why the closet's there, hiding sequence. Oh shit.
What the hell was that?
All right, Fido. Well, we'll end episode 6 right there on a cliffhanger ending. Encourage you to tune in for the next episode there. So we went through the insane asylum, managed to escape from there. Officer Bradley, he's resurrected after being, had a crab claw ripped through him. That was Charles Hawkins. Then we went, spoke to the widow, found some stuff, looked at that creepy painting, and voila, we're right here where we are right now. Monster the Shambler came out of the painting. Oh, yeah. So, don't want to miss out on this exciting, entertaining, spooky horror game. Hope you're enjoying yourself so far. If you are, give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this video with your family, with your friends, with your neighbor, with your worst enemies. I don't care. Just as long as we start tracking along some views. I am New Zealand's #1 wargamer, New Zealand's #1 YouTuber. Currently on 196 subscribers, so 4 more to get me to the 200 target. Be much appreciated. Anyway, finally, make sure you tune in next time for the thrilling next episode. I have been your humble host, the Maori Wargamer. Thank you for watching. Ka kite. Ano.